off to whatever.
Wait, can I ask another question?
Yeah.
How did you get started on this topic?
So it really just kind of started with someone like saying like kill yourself, and I had to bring up that you know I was in a really vulnerable spot 3 years ago when my friend killed himself. Not killed himself. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Wait, no.
What happened?
No. Sorry, I'm mixing up my stories. It's been a really long night. I've had a little bit of drink, but what's it called?
Everything.
It's a called crunk on the bob. But so I was in a really vulnerable spot because you know when my friend did die, I thought like I'm gonna maybe like kill myself or whatever because I was gonna do it like obviously in the most painful way possible. Just slit the wrist. I don't know who that is, but nah, don't kick him out. He's a good man, apparently, from what I'm told. And anyways, so yeah, I was in a really vulnerable spot, and I really did think about like killing myself or whatever, but eventually once I found out I had a foot fetish, I was chilling. Because, having that foot fetish changed my life, for the better or for worse. Because it gave me a really good coping mechanism for, like I said, obviously when my friend died.
Nobody can torture this information.
No, absolutely not, because I would tell them willingly. Because I think a big part about having the foot fetish or whatever is that you gotta tell people, like, obviously, like, you don't bring it up at like a funeral or anything. I'm just confused why you telling us this, dude. If you just wanted to be disrespectful, just say that. If you just wanted to be disrespectful, you could have just said that, dude. Like, I'm trying to tell a story here, and then you want to come over here and jack me off. So, like, holy damn, dude. There's no need to be racist.
To jack you off with his sexy feet.
No shade. What is that? Is that slang for crack? Just curious. Well, maybe shut up and listen when a black woman is talking. Have you ever thought about it like that? Speaking of black women, I think for me personally, the hardest thing about like jacking off to feet was just black women. I know I said I love like ethnic women, but I don't know, for some reason I can't get off to black feet. It's even with the white toenails, the insane combo. I can't do it. It's not that I don't like it. Obviously I like it. It's feet. I get off to that, but when it's just. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's racist to say I don't like jacking off to black feet. It's just like saying it's a fetish, right? So it's just a preference because I don't think it's racist to say I don't like jacking off to black porn. Like, because obviously everyone has their preferences, but when I got cheated on a couple years ago, in that same year, by the way, my friend died and I got cheated on. I got cheated on by a black dude, which is pretty comedic, but it's also like, stereotypical.
I thought you said you don't swing that way.
No, I didn't. I got cheated by a chick.
Oh.
I was dating a chick and I got cheated on. And then, but the dude who
said you got cheated on by a black dude.
Oh, no. The chick that I was dating ditched me for the black dude. And anyways, for that, it's just like after that day I vowed never to jack off to like any porn with like black dudes in it. Just to like respect my religion or whatever. And it's just that after I took that vow, it really stuck with me that I should just never jack off to like porn with black people in it. So when I would do that, I felt kind of like I felt better about it, and I don't know what made me feel better about it, but just like something about like I didn't jack off to porn with black dude in it. It made me feel really like good. I don't know if it's like a sadistic thing or whatever, but it's just I felt emotionally better. Like I felt more stimulated and more pleasured by not jacking off to it than I did if I did jack off to it. Like, sometimes I'd go on Reddit or whatever, I look at, like, r/snow bunnies, but, I would just kind of be like, It's kind of like whatever BBC trauma. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it is. So BBC trauma, definitely. I refuse to jerk off to any porn with black people in it. It's purely just a religious thing, but it's also just not a racial thing, but it's just a preference. And for the other people, I really don't really care, because whenever you go on like the Rule 34 sites or whatever, there's only so many categories. There's only so many categories you can have. Like the really cool part about like Rule 34 is that you have the elves and you have all the IPs or whatever. For me personally, I liked watching Archer. So being able to go on Rule 34 and jerk off to like some Archer, like some of the baddies feats, it really did it for me. And for me personally too, I had a little bit of a furry arc, not too big, but a little bit of a furry arc where I would like explicitly go on like e621.net, and I would like put in just like feet or whatever, because it's like a furry porn site. And I just put in feet, and I would just jerk off to like furry feet, and for a little bit, I would say for like a good year or so, I was like logging into E621, and I had an account and everything. I had an account on E621, and I was like a really active, really daily user on it, and like being able to go back on back, like being able to talk to people and stuff. It was really cool. But I met some of them. I didn't meet some of them, but like I texted some of them and I played some TF2 with them. It was really cool because I don't have a lot of time in TF2 because I barely got my PC like 3 years ago. But being able to like play with people from like a furry porn site, it was like really cool. Because, like, we've been playing TF2, and he's like, bro, did you see that new E61 post? I'm like, nah, dude, I only jerk off to, like, the furry feet or whatever. And he's like, oh, dude, you gotta check it out. And, like, my Discord DMs would be, like, flooded with, like, furry porn. And I'd be looking kind of jealous. Like, I was like, damn, you know what? Like, they did, a really good job. I wish I could draw that good. So, I would try to, like, for a good, like, few months, I tried to learn how to draw. I tried to draw some, like, not safe for work art. And I would just kind of start off with like drawing like the titties or whatever, and then obviously I tried doing feet too, but it just made it really hard to do that, and it just made it hold on, sorry, I'm trying to read, and then because I just got challenged to a duel.
Win that shit, cuzzo.
I don't know what the who's corny business sounds gay. Anyways, so yeah, usually I tried doing art for a little bit, and I don't know, I wasn't really good at it, and I scrapped most of the works I did. But and also like during that time too, I got like really depressed too. Because all I would do is just jack off obviously to furry porn, so I got like really depressed, and so what I did for a good couple of months was I tried to like not delete like or scrub anything, but I left like all the furry subreddits I was in. Tried to make I had to disconnect. I had to unfriend a lot of people on Steam because I made like 20 friends off of Steam or whatever from E621. And it just having to like scrub away all those people off my friends list and stuff, it made it like really hard for me emotionally. And so like, and I also had to delete like, cause I had about 2 terabytes worth of I had a whole hard drive for it too. I had 2 terabytes worth of just like furry feet and like normal feet too. So like it'd be like you'd get like like leopard feet or whatever, or like other like furry feet, like obviously images, and then like you'd be scrolling through them, and then like midway through the terabyte or whatever, you would usually see like you would probably see like One Piece hentai, or you would see like other you see other hentai, but like for feet though, because for hentai, I think they do their feet so good. They do their feet really good. Because I mean, if it's hold on, shut up, I'm trying to tell my story.
Stop making call outs. I'm trying to listen to this story about.
I'm trying to tell my story. God damn, dude, just say you're throwing shade at me.
One out right now.
Anyways, so usually for what I picked up recently, since I just started college, I'm all the way in Utah. So you know, I just started my new semester of college for like photography, and a big thing for me for the coping, because you know I had to move away from all of my friends. And so it made it really hard. I guess, you know, I could talk to them online on Discord and whatever. And, are you raised Mormon? No. So I was born in Oregon, but, I went to Utah for college. I'm doing, photography. And for not my coping or whatever, like, I wouldn't say coping, but for my preferred go-to or whatever, I started indulging in hentai. For middle school, for most of my middle school career, not really career, but for when I went attended middle school, and you know, you got everybody in your ear or whatever. You're like, bro, you gotta check out hentai, bro. Please, you're missing out. I'm like, I could really care less. But you know, going to dedicated sites. You know, it's really I'm like, oh, I finally get all the hype now. Like, I finally get why, you know, all those horny teenagers in middle school were telling me to go on these hentai sites. Especially the feet. I mentioned the feet. So, for a lot of them, because, you know, I didn't know the Japs were, some really horny or whatever. So, you know, being, the fact that the feet is so, not mainstream there, but it's a little more normalized there than it is in the Americas or whatever. It was really refreshing. My favorite one, I can't pronounce the name or whatever, but it's pretty much, you know, every typical hentai usually has the schoolgirl and the guy who has a crush on her and all that. It's really good because what they do is they do it in the library, and what's it called? She's like, oh yeah, you know, she's like, oh, I have a foot fetish or whatever. And the dude just starts looking up on it, and he actually starts getting a foot job. I'm like, oh my god, that's actually really good. So you know, that was the real first time I kind of got into hentai or whatever. It's been a couple months. It's only been about 4 months, I'd say. But because I had to move to Utah for a little bit. Before college actually started, because my college actually started last week, but to move in, get used to the weather, get used to everything, get everything situated, I had to move in 3 months early, which sucked because you know I want to enjoy my, you know, from getting all my senior activities and stuff done, because you know, even though we're out of high school already, you know, I still have a bunch of people to say bye to, all that, but you know, I had to move early instead of, you know, enjoying that last moment of time. And having to move to Utah for college instead of actually hanging out with my friends and you know, doing everything else I was supposed to do, it really it just kind of made me really have a low point in life, and it really sucked. But you know, I see the game's ended, so I don't know if it's gonna.
Robin, I love you.
Yeah, you too, man. If I give you a hug, I would.